I just think of myself as a local mom, but I think my story kind of helps inspire some other people. In 2019, my family went through a really hard time when we almost lost somebody close to us to suicide. And I think that was kind of a wake-up call. I realized that I didn't really have a strong community around me. And so if I wanted to find the support and the help that I needed, I was going to have to build it. And so I started with just a small little Facebook group, Mommy AF, started with just a couple of local moms who I knew were going through some of the same things. And I started sharing my story with them and about the struggles and just kind of the mental health crisis that a lot of us found ourselves in.
During COVID especially, and a little bit before, she went through some things with her family that made her realize that her needs weren't being met in the community. She started an online community for parents, but mostly for moms, to try and connect people during COVID, and that blossomed into a national group and subgroups from there.
Finding this community of people and sharing my story with them and hearing them start to open up and share their stories, it made me realize this was a much bigger thing. There was a lot more to this. And so shortly after that, we started Dad AF. My husband's initials are also AF. And so through building that, we then built Married AF and Single AF, and there's childcare and sales groups, and we've created, I think it's 75 different small communities now just inside that AF community, we call it. And it's designed to help people find their people.
She was doing all kinds of amazing things, collecting things, giving out things to the community members like food and blankets and winter coats, and it just kept blossoming and growing from there. She's just always out doing things and looking out for everybody, and just kind of goes unnoticed because that's just not her jam to be in front of everybody all the time.
There's this belief about people who struggle or need help that they are entitled or that they are demanding or they're in bad situations because of something that they did, right? And I think that so many humans are struggling, and we're all struggling with different things. Some things are just more apparent. And if we sit back and we judge those people, right, those people don't ask for help. And then we lose people and we say, why didn't they ask for help?
So she is just such a kind, welcoming, warm person. You can see it when you see her, you see it while she speaks. Even though she's kind of quiet and behind the scenes, she just gives off these vibes that you want to be around her. She's very easy to talk to and get along with, and she's an amazing mother and just community member. So all the things that she did and opened up her life to help the needs of the people that needed it, they're just unbelievable.
The first 3 years that we did it, we actually used my home. It was our personal driveway. We would set up from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. 7 days a week. We'd fill the driveway with tables full of formula and diapers and baby clothes for adults who needed, something for job interviews and things like that. People would bring furniture and just all kinds of things that were just sitting there taking up space and they knew that somebody could use. After a few years, it got really popular, and a lot of people in other communities were struggling to get there. And so I had people reach out to me and say, hey, this year I want to set something up in my driveway, can I help? And so last summer, I think we had 12 different locations throughout Brown County, just different small driveway setups where people would take the donations, they'd wash them and sort them, and then set it up and have little pop-up free garage sales for people. I think being ethical is doing what is right, even in the face of adversity, right? Or being cast out of a group or being judged or looked down on. My inspiration is, watching my kids grow up and just continue this legacy, right? Just being kind to people, just being accepting, and being loud about it. When somebody is picking on your friend, you don't sit there quietly, you say something, even when it's the hard thing to do. There's this myth that we perpetuate that the world is an ugly and dark place. But if we keep saying that, we keep allowing it to be true. They say in a time of stress or disaster, look for the helpers, right? And when I look around, I see a lot more helpers than I see bad people. So if we start, the rumor that the world is good and people are inherently kind and generous and everybody's not a bad person, right? Trying to prove that they're, good. I think if we just change that perspective on things and our mindsets shift a little bit, we can all probably make some changes.